Hey, good morning. Yes, it is. It's Thursday, May 2nd. So, what are we going to talk about today? Well, what I thought we'd talk about today is some of the challenges we face as small engine repair shops and trying to do what a customer wants, but also do what's needed. So, stay tuned. Alrighty, so welcome back. You didn't already know it. My name is Eric. We got our coffee this morning at the diner, right? And we do the weekday show Monday through Friday, and this is Thursday of that weekday. We try to do daily uploads, a couple uploads a week on repairs and the safety and different things in the shop that's going on. And then on the weekends, I kind of stray off into like personal development because I really believe, guys, that you have to be well rounded. You can't be great at something and suck at everything else. There's a balance there somewhere, and you need to find that balance. Or you're going to be lacking and you're going to have regrets later in life. And a lot of the personal development is no regrets. All right, so we could actually say no regrets to this video today, on some of the challenges and successes, of running a small engine repair business even in 2024. And that's where we're at, is May of 2024, a couple of days in. The weekday, the educational, which is just repair videos, and the personal development are all podcasts, so you can listen to that on your way into work or wherever you're headed, or on your vacation if you have one of those things. I've heard about them, but no, some of the challenges that we face as shop owners, we could spend hours on just the daily grind of the business aspect of it, of dollars and cents, and we may tackle that and break it down so it's more chewable, understandable, instead of just kind of a blur. Because what I find is each business is unique, and they're unique because the business owner is unique. So each one has got a little different way of going about and doing things, right? And the idea that you can just go out and replicate what that unique person is doing would be hard to do because that's their approach. You need to find your own approach, right? And a lot of my videos, I'll come out and tell you, that I'm at the age of all I can do is offer advice. Take what you need and leave the rest. I'm thrilled if you can use any of it, to fit your mantra of your business. My way isn't always the right way. I already know that. And that's why I have you out there that does have a small engine repair business or an automotive repair business or a lawn care business. Your specialties, speak up if I'm missing something or correct me if I misspoke. I'm okay with that, all right? Some of the challenges we see. The first thing that comes to mind is you have one of your customers call and say, can you pick up my lawnmower? Can you pick up my mother-in-law's lawnmower? Can you pick up my dad's lawnmower? Picking up somebody's lawnmower because it doesn't run. And get it running. Of course, work's work, right? But again, you need to be able to offer a pickup and drop-off service to begin with. I'll be honest with you, it basically just covers the fuel and a little bit of Claude's time. By the time we figure hours spent there instead of in the shop, in a way, you could say, well, you're losing money by leaving the shop, and kind of a double-edged blade, that if you don't leave the shop, the work won't come. But if you leave the shop, you're not getting hours billed on a machine. But most often the case is we're bringing stuff in about as fast as we're churning them out. And when I pick up something, I'm usually dropping something off. So it's not just a one-way ride. And I try to do a couple while I'm en route. I mean, like tomorrow, we got a call. They wanted us to go to one township and get that lawnmower running, and then go to another township and get that running. And they were willing to pay for our road trip costs, which the clock starts the minute we leave the shop. It's $55 an hour. If you want us to repair out in the field, that's how we roll. I mean, we have to, because now a lot of times you're pulling both of us out of the shop if we're doing a road call, so that you have two sets of eyes on them. So there's nobody back there at the shop working. But I hear this over and over and over again. Can you just get it running? And you have to be careful, right? To some people, to get it running means get it in, get it serviced, and get it back out. To others, it just means running and driving. And I've had to come to the point of where I'm calling a customer and saying, okay, I've got it running and driving. Did you want it serviced? Did you want new blades on it? Because the blades are just about shot. And I have customers say, no, all I want is just running and driving. What do you do? See, that's where we kind of butt heads sometimes. Is before I make that call, I'm checking the blades, I'm checking the color of the oil, I'm looking at the overall condition of the mower. Do the people take care of it? And if it's none of the above, good chances are, they're going to be the ones that harp that you're charging them to do the extras. In my shop, having a service is not an extra. Having a service is part of a small engine maintenance plan that runs from year to year to year to give your piece of equipment longevity over time. And if I can keep it in tip-top shape and catch it before it starts leaking a lot of oil from the valve cover gasket, if I can catch it and adjust the valves so it's easier starting and smoother, if I can catch it early enough when she's surging and stuff and do a couple of minor adjustments on the carburetor to get rid of the surging problem, I will. It's all built in. See, if you're a business owner or a mechanic, there's a lot of things that your customer doesn't see you do that you're doing. And it's all part of the bill. It was all part of that hour's labor that you've been working on it. And you look at all those things. And you find things that need attention. Could be the seat bracket has started to break loose, or the hangers are cracked. The weld is. So you're sliding the deck out, and you're putting up on a set of sawhorses, and now you're taking and grinding and welding and making it right. You see a bent bracket for one of the deck wheels. Straighten the bracket. There's a lot of things that we do that our customers never see. Some customers are attentive that they see that they've hit something with a deck wheel and had it bend, because those wheels are made to go straight so that your deck is riding kind of those wheels. So if the wheels aren't properly adjusted, whether it be a push more or a rider on the deck, then a lot of times you're not going to get that good cut. Or if you hit if you have uneven ground in your yard, you may set the cut for 3.5 per se. And that doesn't mean that your deck is going to be completely laying on the ground. No. But if you hit a high spot, those deck wheels will hit first and keep your deck from, leveling out your lawn with your lawnmower blade. But no, there's a lot of things that they don't see. So the dilemma comes down to is, should we as shop owners allow that unit to leave without doing a good once over to maintain it? Even though we know that it's going to be a little fight with a customer, because the customer's going to say, well, I didn't ask for that, I didn't ask for that, I didn't ask for that. I've gotten to the point sometimes on certain customers that have asked us to do that and then bitched and complained about their bill and not doing a service on it, not doing any of the above, just getting it running. And I've come out and told them the next time, don't call, because I don't want our name on a mower or a snowblower or what have you when it comes to lawn and garden. That's a POS, a piece of crap. You have to have a certain standard in your shop. This is your shop, whether you're the mechanic or one of the mechanics. There's a certain standard that you guys uphold. You do it on a daily basis. And I would say 99.9% of you are doing a great job. Yeah. And a lot of your complaints are valid. When you see something that's been just run into the ground, destroyed. And certain things that you're willing to put your hand on because you don't want to develop a bad reputation that you're a bad mechanic because something broke after it left the shop, right? Well, if the customer said don't fix it and it breaks, it's on them, right? But that's not how it plays out. It plays out in that customer telling the other customers that, well, they got it started for me, but they didn't do X, Y, and Z. And they knew there was something wrong with it. So you need to set your own set of standards. One set of standards we've talked about before in the past, been quite some time now, is safety switches. Don't bring a mower to me that you don't want to have all the safety switches working again. I will not allow that mower to leave the shop. I don't care how great a customer you are. If you bypass that seat switch, when you get it home, if you want to bypass it again, I'll keep the screw in a Ziploc baggie for you, but don't ask me to let that come through my shop. And either do it for you or overlook it as a minor thing that a lot of customers do that. That's my standards. We are a warranty shop. I have to carry a $5+ million liability repair insurance just to cover if something happens on one of those units that leave this shop. Now, we used to, but we don't do it as much anymore. We used to document. When we see a safety switch disabled, I take a picture of it with my camera and store it in their folder on my computer of, this is the contact information, this is the bills, the invoicing for repairs, what they had done. And then there's pictures in there, and they're dated, showing the condition and what we found when it came in. Safety switches have always been a big deal for me, because that's what I had to tell my mechanics was, if you allow it to leave or you sneak and bypass a safety switch for a customer you're putting my shop, at risk of a lawsuit. If What happens if the guy's grandkid, 5 or 6 years old, hops on the lawnmower and you bypass the safety switch and the brake switch, and that little toddler is able to turn the key and it starts up and takes off? Who's responsible for that? You're going to say, well, it's the customer, right? Because they asked for it. That's not what their attorney's going to tell you in court. They're going to say you allowed that unit to come through and did not fix it right. You did not replace the safety switches. My customer had it bypassed because it went bad and he hadn't had time to get it to you. But the expectation is you were going to fix the safety switch when it got to you. And in all reality, there's not a damn thing wrong with the safety switch. It's somebody put a screw in it to hold it down to bypass it. I've seen zip ties holding them down on the seat switch. Zip ties on the brake, on the PTO if it's a manual. Safety, safety, safety. I harp on that a lot. Partly because in my 40s, I was involved in a mining accident. And even as safe as we were in getting that heading ready and me starting to drill, stuff happens in a split second. And my whole drilling rig was totally demolished. The chunk was around 7 foot thick. And the width of the drift, which was right around 16, 18 foot, and it went as far as 42 foot in this one piece of just the ceiling coming down, 7 foot thick. And it caught me in the back of I started running because I see it sprinkling like snow. And something just said, run, Forrest, run. So I took off for running. And then I came to, and the heading was black. My miner's light was blown. And I ended up with a reconstruction of this shoulder, spinal fusion here. I've got 4 discs in my back that are blown. Things can happen in a split second. So you need to look at your safety, right? And then the safety of others. If they don't see it and they want to add that safety switch back in, disabled after it leaves the shop, that's fine. But you and I can stand in the court of law and not lie when we say that came in disabled, and we enabled all the safety switches again to work. What that customer did after it left our shop, we don't know. We don't have that control. But before it left this shop, there's a mechanic and there's a business owner that both can look and say, yes, we replaced it, we repaired it, we took the screw out and made everything work the way it should. You need to do that. So I'm going to start wrapping this up. Sorry about that. I'm going to start wrapping things up. These are challenges that we faced over the years, but it's even more prevalent now because a lot of people, with the way the economy is and their disposable income, they're not willing or can't pay to have a complete service done on the mower. They just need the mower to run. And they're stressing out because the city or town ordinance says they have to have their grass cut at a certain height, and if their mower isn't running, then the city can send out a crew and mow it and give that homeowner a bill. And it's this. But you have to somehow decide, as a business owner and as a mechanic, where do you sign off? If you're not willing to just get it running, don't even touch it. I'm telling you right now, it's not worth it. We've got a push mower and a rider. And we got a call from one of our regulars and said, can you go pick up my mother-in-law's mower, they can't seem to get it started this year. And then while we were there, the mother-in-law said, could you also take the push mower, because we couldn't get that to start either. Now, we had both units running within 5 minutes of getting them back to the shop. But does that mean to take them right back the way they are? No, not in my shop. We're going to go ahead, and we've already started the service on the rider. On the push, I've already replaced the plug. New air filter, because it looks like the original Briggs air filter that came with the unit. And they had the blade on upside down. If you're not checking the mower blades, if you're a repair shop, shame on you, right? But I took the push mower and I got it running. So I went out, started mowing the grass. I said, Cloud, there's something not right with this. There's either the blade is bad or it's upside down. So we flipped the mower up. Sure enough, they had the blade upside down. So the high lift was facing towards the ground instead of facing up towards the deck. So that the edge that's on that cuts the grass wasn't even touching the grass. But on that note, you guys have a great Thursday, and we'll see you here bright and early tomorrow morning for the weekday. I'll see if I can think of something to do a video on today to get it out for you guys to watch. But where do you guys draw the line? I'll be curious to hear. All right, have a great day.